training you on the little book of talent. So everybody that's ready to find out about the little book of talent, if you're ready to find out about that, help me out and say aye. Aye. Now, I'm telling you right now, guys, hey, guess what? We're not going to go over all, it's 52 tips. But I'm going to make a deal with you, okay? Next month at the regional event, okay, I'm going to give you the next series. Even though we have another trainer coming, I'm going to make it available for you guys. Like I said, you guys, I'm all about making it available, but it's up to you to acquire the insights, okay? So this book right here, I'm going to give you just kind of a rundown of it real quickly before I dive into it. Daniel Coyle came up with 2 books. His first one, which was a New York Times bestseller, The Talent Code. Probably some of you heard of this one. Huge. It was a huge smash hit. And obviously, I dissected this, okay? I have a training curriculum for people tonight. So, look, I have a training curriculum available for you guys tonight that's going to be available for people that take action, okay? So I'm going to talk about that at the end. So get ready for that, okay? And it's not going to be like I'm going to say, oh, it's a $1,000 training curriculum. Dude, I'm going to give it to you for free, okay? I'm crazy. I'm telling you guys. I already know this. So this is available right here, this training, this talent code, okay? And here's what it is. This is another book called Mindset. I'm going to talk a little bit about this as well. It's by Carol Dweck. So I'm going to jump into this. And what I do is, like I said, I just copy other people. And so I like to take someone's work and say, let me spice it up a little bit because I've got a good delivery and you got good content. Together we've got a good relationship. Do you guys see that? And they don't even know it. Like Daniel Coyle doesn't even know who I am. And I'm out there just promoting his book 10 times better than he is. No, I'm just playing. And he's going to watch the video and he's going to be like, dude, why are you smashing me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, dude. Here's the deal. How did this book come about, right? What Daniel Coyle did is he traveled the world, okay, for close to a decade, going to what he called talent hotbeds. So what's a talent hotbed? Talent hotbed is where you've got an overwhelming amount of success coming out of one area. Like, give an example. What is a talent hotbed? Spartak Tennis Club, okay? The question is, how can a little Russian tennis club that has one indoor court produce more top 20 women's players than the entire United States combined? Think about it. How is that possible? Well, we're going to talk about. And now somebody goes, I don't want to play tennis. So the principles that it takes to be successful, one thing, you can use it everywhere. The fundamentals are different, right? The fundamentals of how you hold your tennis racket. Obviously, I don't know how to play tennis, but I know that, guess what? I'm going to show you guys. Don't worry, I'm not going to be training you guys on tennis tonight. You're going to be, dude, I'm jacked out of my mind about playing tennis. I'm just saying, how's that possible, right? How is it possible? People like Anna Kournikova, I'm not going to get into trying to spell all these. You ask Elena Call, okay? She'll tell you what all these people's names are, but like, all these people are beast tennis players, okay? Like, they're out of control. Another one's the Septian Entertainment Group, okay? The question is this: how does Linda Septian open up a humble storefront music school in Dallas and produce pop phenoms, right? People like Jessica Simpson, Ashley Simpson, Ryan Cabrera, Selena Gomez, Beyonce Knowles, Demi Lovato, all these people got trained by her. How's that possible? How's it possible that this little bitty store in Dallas can crank out all this music talent, okay? How is it possible that the Bronte family, right? Patrick Bronte has, this guy lives in a little farm village, and he's got the 3 of the best, his daughters, the Bronte sisters, some of the best English literature people on the planet. Like, I don't know anything about English literature, but I know that, guess what? He told me this in the book, and I was like, damn, how'd that happen? So here's what we know. It's called talent hotbeds. So the question, when I saw this, I said to myself, I read this book, and I thought, why am I able to create so many success stories? If I look at it and go, wait a second, over the last 20 years in this industry, I've sponsored quite a few people, but I've helped over 20 people make over 7 figures in a year. How's that possible? It's mathematically impossible, right? I don't know what it is. And I started reading this book and I go, dude, this is exactly what I do. Holy smokes. And I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just doing it accidentally. Yeah. So watch this. Prime example is what a talent hotbed would be South Korea. South Korea talent hotbed for women's LPGA. In 1998, Siri Pak became the first South Korean golfer. Now, guess what? 8 of the top 20 earners in LPGA are from South Korea. I don't even know anything about that. Look at this. This guy right here, Ozzie Virgil Sr., right? Guess what? On September 23rd, 1956, guess what happened? Became the first Dominican Major League Baseball player. Now, guess what? 1 out of every 9 players in baseball is from Dominican Republic. Is that amazing? Yeah. What? So you have to ask yourself, is it a singular phenomenon, or guess what? Can it be created? What would happen if you could turn your organization into a talent hotbed and you started cranking out talented people? Get started in your business and you started helping people become successful. You guys already know how the check match works. You help a lot of people make a lot of money, you make a lot of money. Do you guys see it? So how do you do it? What does it look like? Today I'm going to spell it out for you. And you can use this stuff anywhere. You understand? You can use this stuff anywhere. I use it with my kids, right? I use it, with my wife. I use it in, when I coach baseball, basketball, football. I mean, I coach all this stuff, right? And I coach all these sports, and I do it everywhere I go. I just apply the same principles, and it works time and time again. So let me give you an example. Okay, how is it created? Hey, look, this is going to get a little technical, so I need you to put on your thinking caps for a second. Then don't worry, I'm not going to get technical after this. But George Bartkos, this guy is the professor of neurology at UCLA. Okay. He says myelin is an insulation that wraps the nerve fibers, okay, that increases the signal strength, speed, and accuracy. Let me help you out. We have neurons in our brains. Our brain's made up a bunch of neurons, okay? And what happens is these neurons fire an electrical signal. And if you do that same electrical signal over and over and over again, this myelin gets created and it speeds it up. So you can go up to 300 times faster. So every skill set, my ability to talk, you guys, it's not like I was born this way. If you would have met me at Boomers, you'd have been like, my vocabulary consisted of this. Ha, dude, ha, ha. Like that was it. You know what I mean? But here's what happens, right? The more we fire a particular skill circuit, the more myelin optimizes that circuit. The stronger and faster, more fluent our movements and thoughts become. Okay, let me give an example. Basically, look at this. Okay, what is that? That's obviously spider web. No, I was kidding. That's myelin. And it's kind of like, that's how we can do things. Everything that we can do is basically myelin. And the better you can do something, the more myelin you've created. And everyone can create myelin. It's not like a special thing that's reserved for Dominican Republic, baseball players. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Anybody can do it, right? So here's what it is. It's growth versus fixed. Growth versus fixed. Let me give you an example. You learn the most by operating at the edge of your ability. So the key is how do you learn? You have to operate on the edge of your ability. This is what this book is about, and I'm going to transition into, so just sit tight for a second. You learn by operating at the edge of your ability and paying attention to your mistakes so you can fix them. Struggle is not optional. It's neurologically required. In order for you to go to the next level, you have to operate on the edge of your ability. So if you operate in the confines of how you feel comfortable, you're never growing. You're wasting your life. You understand? You've got to always get out of your comfort zone. You've got to always try to get better, because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. You guys see how that works? Yeah. Like, that's the way it works. So get out. What are you afraid to do? You got to do it. That's how you grow. Get out of your comfort zone and grow, okay? And here's what Carol Dweck says, and this is part of growth versus fixed. And this is in her book, Mindset. And I'm getting into this stuff, so I know some are like, come on, get into the meat and potatoes. I'm building up for this. But Carol Dweck, what she did is she did a study, okay? And she's a professor of psychology at Stanford. She studied 400 fifth graders. Follow me on this, okay? Imagine this. She studied 400 fifth graders. And round one, they were all given the same test, okay? And she praised half the kids with, you must be good at this, or you must be smart at this. The other, group B, she praised them with, you must have worked really hard at this. So two different praises. Are you guys seeing that? Watch what happens. The group A, basically the people that got praised for being smart, right? The round two in the test, so what she did is, look, she gave them all a test, all right? And then she gave them the praise. The second round, she gave these kids a harder test or the same level test. Guess what happened? You have two options. You can take a harder test or an easier test. What do you think they did? Well, the kids that were praised with being smart, they took this, guess what? They took the easier test. Do you guys see that? Because, and I'll tell you why. The kids that were, you must have worked really hard, 92% of them took a harder test. Do you guys see what happens? Okay, let me explain to you guys. Now, round three. She gave the kids the same level test. The people that were praised with, guess what? Group A that were praised for their performance, they got worse. They got 20% lower grades. The people that were praised for their effort, that you must have worked really hard at this group, they got a 30% higher grade. The praise that you give people will either kill them or make them successful. My son was sitting in this exact same training in Kona, Hawaii. Right? He's 16 years old. He came to me last night, and so he told me, he says, Dad, did you see the movie Whiplash? I said, I never seen it. He goes, you got to watch it. He goes, that movie is exactly what you were talking about. He goes, that's the way you live your life. He goes, that training that I went to in Kona, he goes, that's exactly the way that you are. And he goes, that training you're talking about, and that's what I was training on. Is this guy never said, hey, you're great. He never gave these, he created all this talent. But it's not about telling somebody they're great. It's telling them that they're good job for working hard. And the reason being is because whenever you basically praise the process, that's whenever you make someone better. So here's the deal, guys. Look, when we praise people for their performance, we tell them that that's the name of the game. Okay, to look good, don't risk making mistakes. Praise effort work because it reflects the biological reality. Look, skill circuits are not easy to build. Deep practice requires serious effort and passionate work. Effort-based language works because it speaks directly to the core of the learning experience. And when it comes to ignition, there's nothing more powerful. Watch what you say to people. You're either making them better or worse. Some of you right now are where you are in life because someone told you that good job. But if someone said, hey, you're working really hard, it's going to encourage you to keep working harder. And you're going to keep operating at the edge of your ability, and you're going to keep getting better, and you're going to perfect your skill sets. Watch this, okay? There's a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. I'm just going to touch on this, okay? Understand that a growth mindset and a fixed mindset, there's two mindsets. Everyone in this room has got one of these two mindsets. And if I spend about 10 minutes with you, I could figure it out real quickly. A growth mindset says whenever there's a challenge, that you're confronted with a challenge, some people embrace challenges. They love challenges, okay? Other people, they avoid challenges. They don't like challenges. If you avoid challenges because you have a fixed mindset, you can change it, don't worry. If you I love challenges. I like to do things that someone says, hey, that's going to be hard to do. Well, let's do it. I don't want to take the easy road. Life's too short, right? Some people, whenever they account obstacles, they give up easy. That's a fixed mindset. When you have a growth mindset, you realize that you persist in the face of setbacks. When you face a problem or you face a challenge, what are you going to do? Understand that, guess what? It's part of the experience, right? That's what makes life interesting. What makes life fun? If you just woke up every day and everything that you want to just happen, it wouldn't be fun. What makes it happen is the challenge is what makes life worth living. Let me give you an example. Effort, when it comes to effort. People with a fixed mindset, they see effort as way, worse, like fruitless. Like, what are you doing? You're working hard, then you must not be good at it. People that have a growth mindset, they see effort as the path to mastery. People that have a fixed mindset, they see criticism. They ignore criticism. They don't like criticism. People that, guess what, fixed minds with a growth mindset, they learn from criticism. When someone criticizes you, don't get offended by it. Some people that put a wall, it's like, dude, I'd rather be saved by criticism than killed by praise. All right. So let me give an example. What happens is the success of others. People that have a fixed mindset, follow me on this, okay? They feel threatened by other successes. People that have a guess what? A growth mindset, they find inspiration by other successes. So let's dive into this, okay? Let's talk about this. Now we're going to go into the workbook. Okay, here it is. Follow me on this, guys, okay? Here's the introduction to the Little Book of Talent. We are what we repeatedly do. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is, guess what? An act, not a habit. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. Do you guys see that? Becoming excellent is a habit. It's a habitual thing. To become great at something is a habit. It requires your habits. Your habits are what you make, and then they end up making you. So watch this, guys. Okay? The Little Book of Talent is divided into 3 parts. Okay? The first part is what we call getting started. Ideas for ignition, motivation, and creating the blueprints and skills skills you want to build. Number 2 is called improving skills. This is the methods and techniques for making the most progress in the least amount of time. Okay? And then guess what? Part 3 is sustaining progress. Strategies for overcoming plateaus and keeping motivated, keeping the motivational fires lit, and building the habits of long-term success. So let's dive into this. Okay? Let's dive into this. You guys with me on this? Yep. Okay, part 1, you guys got it, getting started. Part 2, improving skills. Part 3, sustaining progress. Like I said, you guys, you're going to have to keep up. The good news is I can talk really fast. Who I'm sorry for is the translators, because I know that they're going to be like, my hands hurt after this. This guy talks really, really fast. I know for sure. I've heard it many times. So you guys get that, okay? So here it is. Tip 1 for your notes. Tip 1, okay, is this. Stare at what you want to become. Here's the key to developing skills that are required for mastery. Here's the deal. Developing the skills. And I'm going to talk a lot about this, okay? But we each live with a windshield. This is for your notes. We each live with a windshield of people in front of us, okay? One of the keys to igniting your motivation is to fill your windshield with vivid images of your future self and stare at them every day. If you went around the world to these talent hotbeds, what you'd find out is they spend a lot of time watching people that are already successful, okay? They spend a lot of time watching people that are already successful. And they don't just watch them, they stare at them, okay? Let me help you understand, okay? Look, you are who you associate with. Look at Bill Walsh, right? You look at Bill Walsh and you look at his coaching tree. Bill Walsh, Bill Parcells, and Marty Schottenheimer account for 32 of the 34 coaches in the NFL. Don't make it a mystery. You understand? You are who you associate yourself with. You get around good people, and guess what's going to happen? If you emulate that, you're going to be able to achieve that. It's, stare at what you want to become. Here's what I want to share with you guys. Let me get into this, okay? Look at the LPGA golfers, right? Look at this. South Korean women's golf won in 1998, now 33. Russian women's top 100, 3 in 98, 15 now. Why are they able to do it? Because they see other people succeeding. You understand? You right now are going to be getting people started on your team. People are going to get started in secret because they want to get started with you. Okay, and they don't want to miss out. They know that you're onto something special and onto something great. Now, guess what? Once they get started on your team, now what? You got to make sure that you rise up and be successful so you can give them, guess what? Inspiration. People are looking at you. Let me give an example, right? Christina Kim, right? This is what she said. This is for your notes. You say to yourself, if Siri Pak can do it, why can't I? That's where all these Korean women's golfers came from. They saw Siri Pak do it and said, hey, if Siri Pak can do it, I can do it. If one can, we all can. And I hope you guys are getting all this for your notes. I hope I didn't lose you guys. Okay? This is what's happening, right? Siri Pak, this is what Christina Kim says. You say to yourself, if Siri Pak can do it, why can't I? Look at me, guys. This is what I look like when I got started. How did I grow? How did I develop? I threw myself into it. Aggressively learn. Okay? It's called the engrave method. I'll talk about it in a second, but I would watch VHSs every night. And I wouldn't just watch them, I would watch them and I would see myself doing it. I would visualize myself doing exactly what those people were doing. No one taught me to do this. No one said, hey, go to use the engraving method that they use at all these talent hotbeds around the world. I just said, man, I want to do this so bad. I don't want to live the rest of my life and not have freedom, man. I didn't want to look back and be like, man, I wasted my only life. I didn't get a chance to have freedom. So when it came to me, I was like, I'm going to do everything I can. I'm not going to make an excuse. I'm going to make it happen. You got to grow. You want to grow an organization, you got to grow yourself. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about, okay? Look, every night before you go to bed, watch some boot camp trainings in your back office. Turn your car into a mobile classroom. Some of you guys, that's the magic. You get in my car today, guess what's happening? I'm listening to audios, and I listen to audios of myself. And not because I'm like, man, I'm good. I'm saying, dude, that was stupid. Why did you say that? You shouldn't have said it that way. You should have said it this way. Why aren't you using more voice inflection here? Why didn't you pause more then? Why didn't you ask a question here? And I'm asking myself, how can I get better? Because I don't want people to say, man, Tim is good now, but you should have seen him 5 years ago when the guy was smashing it. You understand? I want to get better so I can impact more people's lives. I want someone to come out of here and become wealthy in the next 6 months, in the next 12 months, in the next 36 months, 24 months, and come back and say, you know what? You said something that got me going. That's the deal. That's all I can hope. Because a lot of it's going to be up to you. Let me give you an example, okay? Here's how you do it. You log in your back office, right there, where, you log in your back office, and then you click over here where it says boot camp training. And then you just watch these. It's very easy, okay? So tip number 2. Follow me on this, guys, as we move along. Tip number 2. The key to effective engraving is to create an intense connection, okay? He calls it the Clint squint, okay? But it's to watch and listen. To watch and listen for your notes. So closely that you can imagine the feeling of performing the skill. Do you guys see that? You got to imagine yourself performing the skill. It's the Clint squint. When I'm teaching my son how to shoot a basketball, I'll take Steph Curry shot and I'll slow it down in super slow motion. And then I'll videotape him and then I'll show him his and I say, what's the difference? Your elbow's out. You got to put your elbow in. I don't know anything about basketball. I hate basketball. But he loves it, so I'm like, dude, I'm going to make sure that you, guess what, can operate, the best that you can operate at. You understand? So it's like, look, if you want to be good at something, you got to visualize yourself doing it. You got to aggressively watch it. It's not going to happen by chance. Success doesn't just show up. Oh, man, how'd that happen? I just, successfully got to the top of Mount Everest. How'd that happen? You have to have a plan. You guys would all agree with me that developing the skills that you want to develop, what you want to do, which obviously majority of you guys now are getting started in secret, you want to get good at this business. So you have to ask yourself, you got to develop the skills. Are developing skills important? If so, then what's your plan? If you don't have a plan, I'm giving you one now. You guys see it? So spend 15 minutes a day. Tip number 2, spend 15 minutes a day engraving the skill into your brain, okay? Here's a little bit more on tip number 2. This Suzuki method, okay? Suzuki method of learning music. Each day, okay, at the Suzuki School of Music here, what they do is each day they separate from their lessons. They have their lessons, but the students will listen to a menu of songs beginning with Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star and progressing by degrees, the more complex tunes. Hearing the songs over and over and over engraves, for your notes, engraves the song into the student's brain. The listening practice builds a strong, detailed mental map. Follow me on this. And a series of points from with the success and failure. So what they do is they will listen to this stuff over and over and over again. That's why you want to turn your car into a mobile classroom. Do you guys see that? Here's what I'll give you an example of. Tip number 2, spend 15 minutes a day engraving the skill into your brain. Repetition, Zig Ziglar says this for your notes. Repetition is the mother of learning, the father of action, which makes it the architect of accomplishment. It's repetition. You can get so good at something so fast because you have the myelination process in your brain. It's not a certain people are to have it. Everyone's got it. Anyone can myelinate a skill set, okay? So let me give an example. This is tip number 3 for your notes. Steal without apology. Steal without apology, okay? Good artists copy. This is Pablo Picasso. Good artists copy. Great artists steal, okay? Stealing has a long tradition in sports, art, sports, and design, where it's often goes by the name of influence. Some people are like, oh, you know what? This person influenced me. Let me give you an example. The Young Beatles stole their high, woo, right sound. Obviously, you can tell I'm great at singing, but they stole it in that sound in that song, She Loves You, and For Me to You, and Twist and Shout. They got that from their idol, Little Richard. So Little Richard influenced them. That's a picture of them with their hero right there, Little Richard. The young Babe Ruth, and for your notes, the young Babe Ruth based his swing on the mighty uppercut of his hero, Shoeless Joe Jackson. You see other people doing something, borrow it. Do you guys see that? I could introduce you guys to people that communicate and you'd be like, oh my God, that guy sounds exactly like you. Yeah, because I took everything he does. Let me give an example, right? This is Steal Without Apology. This is Linda Septian. Linda Septian says, I tell my students, you got to steal like crazy. Look at every single performer better than you and see what they've got that you can use, then make it your own. Then make it your own. Learn from other people. I'm not trying to come up with, look at my training. I'm just training on this guy's book. I'm not trying to write my own book. Somebody's like, when are you going to write a book? Why would I? I'll just go promote someone else's book. So another reason, tip number 3, steal without apology. Stealing is the reason why the younger members of musical families are so often more talented. Let me give you an example. As they grow up, the younger kids have more access to good information. They have far more opportunity, for your notes, to watch their older siblings perform, to mimic, to see what works and what doesn't. Nick Jonas of the Jonas Brothers, okay? I'm guessing he's probably better than those other guys. I don't know. Andy Gibbs from the Bee Gees, right? I'm guessing he's better than those other guys. Michael Jackson from the Jackson 5, I know he's better than those other guys. Or he was anyways. All I'm saying is that you learn from people that you can borrow information from. Some of you guys that are younger kids, you could learn the mistakes that your older siblings did. Some of you guys that are older ones are setting the tempo for other people. It doesn't make a difference, but understand that guess what? When you learn from other people, you can acquire their information, you can acquire their knowledge. We got to aggressively learn. That's why you want to spend 15 minutes a day, no matter what, 20 minutes a day on those boot camp trainings. Turn your car into a mobile classroom. Here it is, number 3, steal without apology. When you steal, focus on specifics. Follow me on this, specifics, not general impressions, okay? Capture concrete facts, the angle of a golfer's elbow to the top of a backswing, the curve on a surgeon's wrist, the precise shape and tension of a singer's lips as he hits the high note, the exact length and time of a comedian pauses before delivering the punchline. You guys see that? Take everything, man. Take everything from people. Learn, aggressively learn. You guys see that? Tip number 4, buy a journal, okay? Don't trust your memory for your notes. Don't trust your memory. When you listen to something valuable, write it down. When you come across something important, write it down. Take the time to keep notes and keep a journal. That's what Jim Rohn says. One of my favorite audios of all time is, guess what? How to Keep a Journal by Jim Rohn. When I bought a journal, I was like, my friends are going to laugh at me if they see me in the bookstore. My brother-in-law goes, dude, none of your friends are in the bookstore. Sound like it's true. So here it is. Let me give an example. High percentage of top performers keep a form of a daily journal. Let me give an example. Tennis champions Serena Williams and former World Series MVP Kurt Schillings, they use journals. Guess who else uses? The rapper Eminem and the choreographer Tyler Tharp use shoe boxes, which they fill with ideas written on scrap paper. Write stuff down and reflect on it. Results from today, ideas from tomorrow, goals for guess what? Next week. Goals for next week. A journal works like a map. It keeps you, guess what? It creates clarity. Aggressively learn. Think about what would happen if we just said, hey, look, let's just do it. Imagine this, okay? Tip number 5, write this one down, or this for your notes. Okay, be willing to be stupid, okay? Be willing to be stupid. I got this one covered. I was like stoked. I was like, heck yeah, dude. Did you write this one for me? But it says, be willing to be stupid. In other words, be willing to risk the emotional pain of making mistakes. It's obvious. It's absolutely essential because reaching again is the way our brain grows. For your notes, grows and forms new connections. When it comes to developing talent, remember, mistakes are not really mistakes. They are guideposts you use to get better. So many people have a misunderstanding of what success looks like. They think that you just get involved in something and you either succeed or you don't succeed. Let me give an example, okay? This is what 95% of people think success looks like. Okay? Here's what 5% of the people know what success looks like. 5% know this is what it looks like. That's success. You fail, you get back up, you fail, you get back up, you fail, you get back up, you fail. That's how you do it. So many people are afraid of failure, but it doesn't make any sense because that's the only way to succeed. The only way you can get good at something is by failing. But if you fail and you don't learn from it, then guess what? You're really failing because you're not learning from it. So when you learn, and I'll talk about this in a second, but you got to learn from, whenever something doesn't work out the way that you want, what can you learn from it? You understand? That's how you get better. You can do anything. Trust me, you can do anything if you're willing to, guess what? Get out of your comfort zone. If you operate in the confines of your comfort zone, you don't grow. It's just the basic, that's the way the humans are built, okay? Somebody goes, well, you know what? The universe shouldn't be like that. Let me give an example. After expansion comes recession. And after recession comes expansion. And that's been going on since the beginning of time. And it'll always be like that on this. And somebody goes, well, you know, it shouldn't be like that. Well, guess what? When you get your own planet, you can design it some other way. But that is the way that it works. After expansion comes recession. And after recession comes expansion. That's life. And as long as you're growing from it, every time you're going to be better equipped. So watch this. Be willing to be stupid, okay? Obviously. I got that one mastered. I had the great fortune of watching Wayne Gretzky in practice, where, guess what? He falls down and makes mistakes. The reason? He's never afraid to try new things and to push himself beyond his comfort zone. For your notes. Beyond his comfort zone. That's Robbie Glantz. This guy was a power skating coach for the Los Angeles Kings. What does that tell you, guys? Even the greatest of all time, they make mistakes. That's the only way to get good. Let me give you another example, okay? This is tip number 6, okay? Choose Spartan over luxury. Luxury is the motivational narcotic, okay? It signals to our unconscious mind to give less effort, okay? It whispers, relax, you've made it. Guys, let me help you out with this, okay? That's why you want to, someone's like, man, once I get a big fancy house, then I'm going to start doing wow parties. But I live in this trailer, so until I get a big fancy house, I'm not going to do anything. What? Go blow it up. Well, you know what? What this to me means is go out there and just talk to people. Don't wait for, guess what? Once I get a Lamborghini, let me tell you guys something. About 5 years ago, I bought a Lamborghini. It was like a goal of mine. It was the dumbest thing I ever did, man. Never would do it again. Not because I don't like the cars, it's because it made me kind of think, oh man, I'm doing something. It's like, dude, I don't need that stuff, dude. You understand? And I know some people are like, no, that'd be dope. It's not. You understand? When I would go pick my son up from school in the Lamborghini, he was like, Dad, I'm telling you right now, don't ever do it again. I'm like, my mom picked me up in a car, like a truck that we lived in, and then back of the camper shell is where we lived. And you could see all of our clothes and stuff. And it was like ghetto. And I was like, damn, so embarrassing. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, but what I'm telling you guys is this. Don't think once I do this, people are going to follow me. Once I get a six-figure ring, people are going to follow me. It doesn't matter. Just go out there and do it. Just do it, man. Don't wait for some exterior change before you make an interior change. Let me give an example. Look at this right here. 2066 Chris Drive, Los Altos, California. That garage where, guess what? Apple was started. You guys see that? Look at this. This is the prime example. The North Baltimore Aquatic Club. Allison Schmidt, 3 gold medals. Beth Botsford, 2 gold medals. Michael Phelps, 18 gold medals. Conor Dwyer, 1 gold medal. Teresa Andrews, 2 gold medals. Anita Noah, 1 gold medal. All came out of this little bitty pool. How's that possible? It's not a super nice pool. It's not even nice at all. It's like a YMCA. But it doesn't matter, dude. What matters is what's in your heart. You understand? So don't wait like, man, you know what? Oh, man, now that we have this super great, secret agent kit, now we're all going to get rich. It's like, dude, just go out there and talk to people, man. That's the magic. You see that? So here it is, guys. This is tip number 6 for your notes. Choose Spartan over luxuries. The point of this tip is not moral, it's neural, okay? Simple. Humble spaces help focus attention on deep practice. Attention is the key. On deep practice, the task at hand, reaching and repeating and struggling. That's how you get better. You guys see it? You got to push yourself beyond your limits, man. That's the key. I'm telling you, you can do it. So now we're going to start teaching you guys how this works, okay? This is going to be some of the most important stuff. This is tip number 7. Before you start, figure out, is it a hard skill or a soft skill? Okay? Let me give an example of what this means. In our industry, there's 2 types of skills. Not in our industry, in life, there's 2 skills, hard skills and soft skills. What's the difference? Launching an agent is a hard skill, right? Doing a wow party is a hard skill. Setting up a meeting room is a hard skill, okay? A lot of things in this business are hard skills, meaning that they're the same every time. And then you have things that are called soft skills that vary every time. So before you start to learn something, ask yourself, is this a hard skill or a soft skill? Which one is it? Let me give an example, okay? Hard skills. I'm going to start with hard skills. Hard, high-precision skills are actions that are performed as correctly and consistently as possible, okay, every time. These skills have one path to an ideal result. Skills that you could imagine being performed by a reliable robot. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Some people will be like, oh my God, you know, it's so mundane. Dude, master the mundane. But it's not boring. What's boring is, guess what? Going to work every day. Do you understand what I'm saying? Becoming wealthy and doing what you want to do when you want to do is great. So you develop those skills. You hear Jaron doing over, you see Paul, you see these people that are so great and you say, wow, it's easy for them. If you would have saw me when I got started, you'd be like, dude, this guy should quit. You know what I mean? But I developed the skills. So here's for your notes. Hard skills are about repeatable precision, okay? Intended to be found in special pursuits, particularly physical ones. Some examples: a golfer swinging a club, a tennis player serving a precise, a repeating athletic move, a child performing basic math, a violinist playing a specific chord, a younger reader translating letter shapes into sounds and words, a worker on an assembly line attaching a part. That's the stuff that's the same every time. When you launch an agent, that's why in your handout, hopefully you saw this right here, the blueprint. This is the deal. People sometimes will be like, man, you know what? I think we could make a better blueprint. It's like, you are this amateur hour. Let me give you a hug. I feel bad for you. Because it's not about trying to make things better. It's about promoting them better. You have people come up to me like, Tim, you know what? I think if we did this to the flip book, we'd be able to have more effective wow parties. It's like, dude, are you seriously? Is that really what you think? I feel bad for your family. Doesn't matter, dude. You can change it a million bazillion times. It doesn't matter. What matters is doing it the same every time. That's a repeatable process. Don't try to come up with some new golf swing. You see that? Here's what I'll share with you guys. This is number 7, okay? Here your goal, this is about consistency. Here your goal is built a skill that functions like a Swiss watch. Reliable, exact, perform the same every time. Automatically without fail. Hard skills are about ABC, always be consistent. Like your daily method of operation is consistent. If you watch the way that I operate, if you hung out with me for 1 week, you would be like, dude, you're like a robot. You understand? Because I like to do the same thing every day. You understand? I just like to work hard. I like to just be going all the time. I don't like to let up. I don't like to relax. And somebody goes, well, why? What? I'm going to be relaxing in a coffin for a longer time than I'm going to be alive. You guys get what I'm saying? So it's not about I'm doing it because I need to make money. You understand? When you're set, you're set. What the key is it makes you feel good. When you get to the point that you fall in love with the process. Blake Griffin's college coach said, fall in love with the process of becoming great. He said it was the best advice he'd ever gotten. Think about that. Fall in love with the process of mastering a skill, of being the best you can possibly be. Think about how great you could become. Here it is. Now let's talk about soft skills. Soft, high flexibility skills are those that have many paths to a good result, not just one. These skills aren't about doing the same thing perfectly every time, but rather about being agile and interactive, about instantly recognizing patterns. That's key for your notes. About instantly recognizing patterns, okay, as they unfold and making smart, timely choices. Those are soft skills. Soft skills are kind of funner, okay? They're a little bit funner to make. So let me give you an example. Softer skills tend to be found in a broader, less specialized pursuit, especially those that involve communications. A lot of our business is soft skills. This is going to be key for you to understand, okay? Communication, such as a soccer player sensing a weakness in a defense and deciding to attack. A stock trader spotting hidden opportunities in a chaotic trading day. A police officer on a late night patrol sending a potential danger. Like a CEO reading a room in an intense meeting, a negotiation. Guess what? That's a skill that you're going to develop. And I'm going to talk about how you can develop those skills, okay? So ask yourself, okay, is it hard or soft skills? This is for your notes. With these skills, we are developing the ability to quickly recognize patterns or possibilities and to work past these complex set of obstacles. Soft skills are about the 3 R's: reading, recognizing, and reacting. Reading, recognizing, and reacting. You want to learn how to become wealthy in this business? You got to develop your soft skills. Now, I know some of you are like, I don't really care about being wealthy, Tim. If I could just make an extra 10 grand a month, I'd be stoked. I'm just telling you guys, but when you get to 10, you're going to be like, well, when I get to 20? Do you guys see that? So watch this. Let me give you this, okay? Number 8 is this. Build hard skills. This is how you build hard skills. Work like a careful carpenter. A good example of hard skill carpentry is found in the Suzuki musical instructional method. Suzuki students begin by spinning several simple lessons simply on holding a bow and the violin with the right finger curves and pressure, the right stance and right posture. He'll have them, this dude is wild, he'll have them using a bow without a violin for hours. When my son misses 3 baskets in a row, I say, take the ball away. Now shoot it without the ball. Shoot it slower. I want you to shoot it in slowest motion as you possibly can. And I'll say, do it again, do it again, do it again. Now take the ball. You see? It's literally, that's the deal. It's all in your brain. You understand? Anyone can do anything. So how do you develop those hard skills, right? You got to, guess what? You have to focus in on the basics. The very, very what? Basics. Look, guys, when you get started in the business, the majority of what you're going to be doing is filling out applications, filling out retail order forms, filling out, VIP order forms for, auto reorder customers, and filling out blueprints. That's going to be the basics of what you're doing, okay, for the first couple weeks. So you got to treat this seriously. This right here is the deal. Sometimes people overlook these, and I'm going to talk about that. It's called about being a courteous waiter. That's not what you want to be, okay? So watch this, okay? Using rhyme and repetition, they learn to move the bow without the violin. Up like a rocket, down like the rain. Back and forth like a choo-choo train. Each fundamental, no matter how humble seeming, is introduced as a precise skill of huge importance. You can't underestimate the power of this right here. Some people underestimate this. They won't talk about this. Is it. This is everything right here, man. The basics, guys. That's how we become wealthy. Watch this, okay? To build hard skills, work like a careful carpenter. Another great example could be found in a worn piece of paper inside the wallet of Tom Brady. On that paper is a handwritten list of fundamentals, fundamental keys to throwing techniques. All of them, for example, give an example, throw down the hall, okay? And all of them connect to the drills Brady's been doing since his personal coach, Tom Martinez, since he was 14 years old. Tom Martinez, his quarterback coach, taught him this stuff since he was 14 years old. And it was all these things and he still keeps them in his wallet today. If you want to get good at something, guys, you got to focus in on the basics and never vary. Let me give an example, okay? Our brains, and this is for you, our brains are good at building connections, says Dr. George Bartkus, neurologist at UCLA. They're not so good at unbuilding them. When you learn a hard skill, be precise and measured. Learn fundamentals only seems boring. In fact, it's the key moment of investment, okay? If you build the right pathway now, you'll save yourself a lot of time and trouble down the line. You have to focus in on the basics. You got to get your wow parties down. You got to get your 5 wows down. Don't worry about how to do some crazy 360-degree cartwheel until you, guess what? Learn how to put your shoes on. You guys get what I'm saying? It's about learning the basics, okay? Here, let me give an example, okay? Now, to build soft skills, play like a skateboarder. This is tip number 9 for your notes. To build soft skills, play like a skateboarder. You're going to love this one. Soft skills are beautiful. Picture the soccer star Lionel Messi improvising his way to a brilliant goal, or Jimi Hendrix blazing through a guitar solo, or Jon Stewart riffing through a comic monologue, okay? These talents appear utterly magical and unique. In fact, they're the result of super fast brain software recognizing patterns and responding to them in just the right way. You understand? You can get so good at anything, but guess what? We're going to talk about how to do it. But this is how you build a soft skill. Let me give an example, okay? Chicago Second City Comedy Club has served as a training ground for some of America's most successful comedians, including Bill Murray, John Belushi, John Candy, Steve Carell, Stephen Colbert, and Tina Fey. Even the most creative skills, especially the most creative skills, require long periods, for your notes, of clumsiness. This is the key, man. So many people are afraid to develop their soft skills because they're afraid to look bad. Don't worry about it. That's part of the process. You do a wow party and it doesn't go the way that you want, that's good. Your first wow party is going to be terrible, but your second one's going to be even worse. You understand? But that's how you get good. You got to realize, man, you make an invitation and someone hangs up on you and they laugh at you. Oh my God, it hurts my feelings. Why? That's part of the process of becoming great. Fall in love with it, like Blake Griffin's coach told him, man. I'm telling you, this is the deal. Build soft skills, think like a skateboard. This is for your notes. When you practice a soft skill, focus on making a high number of varied reps, on getting clear feedback. Don't worry too much about making errors. The important thing is to explore. Guys, look, soft skills are often more fun. This is for your notes. Fun to practice, but they're often tougher because they demand you to coach yourself. After each session, ask yourself what worked and what didn't and why. So many times people are like, well, my upline won't do all my meetings for me. You want your upline to develop your skill for you? Doesn't make sense. Your upline's job, a coach's job, someone that teaches you, is to teach you the hard skills. The soft skills are up to you. Have fun with it. You want to know how to develop soft skills? Have fun. That's the key. Just have fun with it. That's the magic. The magic to making it happen is having fun. That's the deal. Oh my God, I had 3 guests show up today and I invited 6. Oh well, you understand? Who cares? I invited 5 people to a wild party and them showed up. What'd I do wrong? You understand? What could I have done better? You have to coach yourself. When you sign someone up and they don't become successful, what could you have done differently? Don't point the finger at them, because if you do, you got 3 pointing back at yourself. That's the key to success. That's about ask yourself what worked, what didn't, and why. Don't wait for your upline to develop your skill for you. Here, now, tip number 10 for your notes, honor the hard skills. Most talents are the combination of 2. This is key. Most talents are the combination of 2. For example, think of a violinist's precise finger placement and play a series of notes is a hard skill. And her ability for your notes to interpret the emotion of the song, that's a soft skill. A quarterback's ability to deliver an accurate spiral, that's a hard skill. And his ability to swiftly read a defense, that's a soft skill. Most things are a combination of both. Example would be what? When you do a wow party, let me ask you a question. Is that a combination of both? Yes, the hard skill, flipping through the book, what to say, that's a hard skill. The soft skill is reading people. Seeing when someone's not interested, when they're paying attention, when they're not. But you're going to learn that through, guess what? Just doing it, yeah. You know, practice, perfect practice makes permanent, right? Just practice, okay, and learn. If it doesn't work out the way that you want, guess what? Learn from it. On hard skills, for your notes, prioritize the hard skills because in the long run, they're more important to your talent. At Spartak, the Moscow Tennis Club, there's a rule that young players must wait years before entering competitive tournaments. Technique, this is what she says, technique is everything. If you begin playing without technique, it's a big mistake. I'm not even going to try to attempt her last name. She's aggressive, like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, what? That's Pluto Bravashkia. Know what I mean? But I'm just saying, just recognize that, okay? Technique is everything. Give you an example. Yo-Yo Ma spends the first minutes of every practice, for your notes, playing single notes of his cello. Peyton Manning spends the first segments of every practice doing basic footwork drills that my son does before his games, that his quarterback coach teaches him. It's like the basic stuff. 3-step drop, 5-step drop. Basic stuff. But guess what? They know that that's the way that they became great, is the hard skills. So honor the hard skills. It's about how well do you use a blueprint? How well do you use a flip book? How well do you just follow that's what I do. Like I'm literally over the top. My wife calls it OCD. You're so OCD because it's like, no, I just know that this is how you make it happen. Promote. It's not about making it better. It's about promoting it better. Watch this. Honor the hard skills. Picture your talents as a big oak tree, okay? You guys know a lot about these out here in Oregon. California, we don't know a lot about these. They get burnt down too damn easy. But out here, you guys have these things called trees. Picture your talents as a big oak tree, a massive, thick trunk of hard skills with towering canopy of flexible soft skills. First, build the trunk, okay? Then work on the branches. That's the key. The key, that's why it's so important for you to, guess what, go to your back office and 15 minutes a day, no matter what, watch those basic boot camp trainings, okay? Let me give you an example. This is so good. You're going to love this. And I've only got two guys. I'm almost to the end. How many of you guys have already have followed along so far? Have you guys? I'm proud of you guys. Now, some of you didn't raise your hand. That's okay. You can copy your neighbor. I told you that's okay. You know what I mean? Don't fall prey to the prodigy myth. This is the biggest one. This is people that have a fixed mindset, okay? There's no such thing as a prodigy. Trust me. Most of us grow up being taught that talent is an inheritance, like brown hair or blue eyes. So we presume the surest signs of talent is early, instant, effortless success, being a prodigy. In fact, well-established body of research shows that that assumption is false. Early success comes out to be a weak predictor of long-term success. That's the key, man. This is it. You're going to love this because this is what it's all about. Don't think, oh, some people can and some people can't. Trust me, everyone can. I'm telling you guys, man. People look at my little son, they go, dude, this guy's a prodigy. No, dude, the guy works out 6 hours a day, dude. You understand? He literally works out 6 hours a day. He goes from football to baseball to basketball. So when does he go to school? He gets homeschooled. Do you understand? It's like the guy he works like crazy, but it's not me pushing him. You understand? He's begging me to go. I'm like, dude, someone else got to take you today. I want to take you. And he'll start crying. I got to get better. All I taught him at a young age was, you can do anything if you work hard. He believes that. You ask him, I'll do leadership trainings in my house. I go, Timmy, how do you get good at anything? He goes, that's easy, Dad. Just outwork everybody. You guys see what I'm saying? And you have to believe that because it's the absolute fact. If you want to get good at something, you've got to be willing to, guess what? Demyelinate the process. In the book, man, Daniel Coyle takes a golf ball. First he says, after he did all this research, he goes, I need to develop a talent to prove to myself that all this research is true that I've got. So guess what Daniel Coyle does? He turns on the television. And there's an ad of Tiger Woods bouncing a golf ball off of his golf club. You guys have probably seen the ad back in the days. They took all of You don't see a lot of Tiger Woods ads now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, right? Dude, but this ain't that. People judge him based on that. It's like, dude, don't take that. I'm not going to be like, I got to make my relationship with my wife, or can you give me some pointers, Tiger? No. But if I'm like, Tiger, teach me how to hit a golf ball, yes. Learn, don't just be like, oh, that guy's a scumbucket. Yes, at that area. We're all bad at something. I'm bad at spelling. That's why I love PowerPoints. So he watches this. Oh, I don't want to show you guys this yet. I don't get too excited. So he watches this video, right? And he sees this. He goes, I'm going to learn how to do that. I've never picked up a golf club in my life, but I'm going to learn how to do that. If my research is true, I'm going to learn that. So he starts off and he videotapes the entire process. And he shows these videos on this. I watched this video training of him. And he starts off and he's like, at the beginning, it was so embarrassing because I was just sitting there and missing the ball. And my kids are laughing at me. He goes, there's nothing more insulting when your kids are just sitting there laughing at you. Going, what are you doing, Dad? You're so dumb. You're never going to make it happen. And you can hear his kids giggling in the back. He goes, and after a week, no progress at all. And he goes, maybe, I started to doubt myself. I said, maybe because I don't have the same genes, or maybe because I didn't have the same dad that Tiger Woods had, or maybe because I didn't start from the time I was 6 like Tiger Woods, I couldn't do it. Tiger Woods, I grew up with Tiger Woods. He was he grew up in Anaheim. Whenever we went to rival high schools, he went to Western High School. When we went there for basketball, they're like, man, we got the best golfer on the planet. And I'm like, oh my lame, you are so embarrassing. Who says that? Like, you just said that. We have a great golfer. Like, what are you, a dork? Like, and I know some of you are like, golf's cool. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, when I was in, freshman, I thought golf was lame. I thought golf was great now. But at the time, that's what I said. I'm just telling you the truth. It's okay? Okay? So anyways, he starts doing it. And he says after 6 months, he gets a little bit of progress. But he shows a video. He says, I never gave up because I saw it. I saw kids doing things that aren't humanly possible. He goes, I traveled the world. I did all this research. He goes, I knew it was possible. And it shows him at the end of the 11, he goes, at about 12 months, it showed his progress. It was ridiculous. And then on the 12th month, he was doing it exactly like Tiger Woods. And then he bounces it, and then he swacks it like Tiger Woods does. And he breaks the glass. And you're like, damn. You can do anything if you're willing to, guess what? Put the energy into it. Now he can do something that's completely useless. But guess what? He can do it. So don't fall prey to the prodigy myth, right? The Beatles were rejected by the recording studios. They were said, we don't like their sound. They have no future in show business. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no original ideas. Albert Einstein, he wasn't able to speak until he was almost 4 years old. And his teacher said he would have never amount to anything. Michael Jordan, after being cut from his high school basketball team, went home and locked himself in the room and cried. You guys got to realize, that's incredible to me. As a sophomore, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, you're the greatest of all time, and you didn't make the team as a sophomore. It's different. You understand? Somebody's like, well, dude, this is the greatest of all time. You understand? He should have made it in 8th grade, right? In 8th grade, LeBron was dunking on people. You got what I'm saying? At the AU in Florida. You know what I mean? Like, this guy couldn't even make the basketball team at Laney High. Come on, dude. Charlie Chapman, right? His act was initially rejected by Hollywood studios chiefs because they felt it was little to nonsensical it would never sell. Marilyn Monroe, her first contract by Columbia Pictures expired because they told her she wasn't pretty enough or talented enough to ever make it as an actress. Think about this, you guys. After 30 years old, Steve Jobs was devastated and pressed after being unceremonially removed from the company he was started. They kicked him out of his own company. The difference, you guys, is what? It's persistence. It's light yourself on fire and know that, guess what? Use it as a motivation. I've been involved in Secret for 6 months and I'm not rich yet. Get to work and develop your skills. That's the beauty of it. Don't ask for more myelin. You understand? You have enough there already. You got to create it. It's already there. So don't fall prey to the prodigy myth, right? Remember Carol Dweck from earlier, but she says the praise and attention prodigies receive lead them to instinctively protect their magical status. It's key. By making fewer risks, which eventually slows their learning. You want to slow your learning down? You come out the gate swinging and you start hitting home runs. Guess what will happen? A lot of times you'll go, man, I don't want to stretch. I don't want to grow. I just want to hang on to that praise. This is key, guys. Look, this is my favorite one. I love this one, man, because this guy, I researched who he was. This guy is a beast. This guy's won like 23 freaking tournaments. This guy's like the greatest coach ever. He coached me at Ham, but he says, his name's Anson Dorrance. He's the women's soccer coach for NC State. But this is what he says. One of the most unfortunate things I see when identifying young players is the girl who is told over the years how great she is. By the time she's in high school freshman, she starts to believe it. By her senior year, she fizzles out. Then there's her counterpart, a girl waiting in the wings, who quietly and with determination decides that she's going to make something of herself. Invariably, this humble, hardworking girl is the one who becomes the real player. Damn, that jacks me up. That was me, man. My first 6 months in network marketing, I made $11.62. And I was jacked. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, dude, I got a check. My friends are stupid. I'm going to clown them now. I get paid. Now I just got to do the work. All I'm telling you guys is, guess what? Anyone can get good at anything. Trust me. I'm convinced of this more than anything I'm convinced of in my life. I know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. Here's what you want to realize. Don't fall prey to the prodigy myth. If you have early success, do your best to ignore the praise and keep pushing yourself to the edge of your ability. Where improvement happens. If you don't have early success, don't quit. Instead, treat your early efforts as experiments, not verdicts. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You know what the best thing is? I was on a cruise last week, and Chiho right now, who's I think $2,000. He's going to probably get the six-figure ring this week. And I brought Chiho in at the beginning of the company. And Chiho came out the gate swinging. And he was this person. He was smashing it. okay? And I bought him some giant trophy. And he says, I went home with that trophy and I retired. He goes, I thought I made it. And on Thanksgiving, I called him, and we had the best conversation I ever had with a leader, because I already knew him, and I knew his attitude, I knew his ego. And this is part of those soft skills. And he called me, he says, Tim, I've got a leader I want you to talk to. I said, about secret? He goes, yeah, about secret. I go, damn, I didn't even know you were still in the deal, bro. I told him, because now he's killing it, right? He's pulling 10 grand a week, right? He's basically diamond qualified. And he goes, dude, that burnt me so bad. He goes, that made me so mad. I said, dude, I did on purpose. Because I knew it'd burn you. Guys, look, all I'm telling you guys is this. If you have success out of the gates, don't let it make you. I never, ever, ever let somebody tell me that I'm good at this business, because I know the truth. I just work really hard at my skills. You guys see that? If you saw how hard I work, you wouldn't think I'm very good at all. You understand? Like, literally, I just like to grow. It's just fun. Who wants to lay back and be like, damn, dude, I didn't do anything in my life. Like, let's just go for it. It's our life, not a dress rehearsal. So here it is. This is my favorite one, you guys. 4 ways to pick a high-quality teacher or coach. Step number 1, avoid someone who reminds you of a courteous waiter. This is key. Look, and this goes for you being a coach, because in our business, you're a coach. You're coaching people how to become successful. And I know somebody's like, well, damn, how can I, coach somebody? I don't even know what I'm doing. The one-eyed man rules the valley of the blind, so just relax, okay? Okay, that was stupid. All right, here we go. A little Chinese proverb at you. Here's what I'll share with you guys. Look, you don't have to be great. You understand? But you can get great. How do you get great? You got to understand, don't be a courteous waiter. What he says about a courteous waiter, he says in the book, is this. That's someone that says, oh, don't worry about that. We'll take care of that later. Look, when someone gets started in your business, don't also be a jerk. You understand? You want to be very tactful. But I'd rather you not be tactful than, you know what I mean, and then be a courteous waiter. I'd rather you be a jerk than a courteous waiter. But it's smarter to be tactful. Like, I tell people stories. Like, when I got involved in the business, I was like, damn, what do I need to do to win? They're like, you need to fill out a blueprint. I'm like, well, give me a blueprint. I'm going to fill one out. You want to be successful, right? Yeah, well, let me help you fill out a blueprint then. You guys see what I'm saying? That's called being tactful. Because I'm not trying to get people to do stuff and be like, you're listening to me now. I'm the charge of the future. Like, I'm not, you understand? I'm not a dork, right? I'm just trying to get people to win. That's all I want to do. I want to win. I want them to win. And then I want them to think they did it. That's the key. So how do I do that? I tell stories and then help them do it. But I'm not going to be like, all right, we'll just fill this out later. Yeah, we have a webinar coming up, but like, you can get on if you want. Now there's no one. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we have a regional event coming up. And you probably should maybe get some tickets. It's like, no, dude, get tickets or don't get started. You know what I mean? Like, you come to Ignite or don't do this business. Like, don't tell people what they want to hear. Tell them what they need to hear. But don't say it like that. Say it like when I was like, what do I need to do to win? I was at a training and they said, dude, you need to make sure you're at the regional. If you're not going to be at the regional, don't even do this business. And then when I heard that, I said to myself, well, damn, I better be at the next regional. So I got a ticket. You want to get a ticket too? Here, let me help you get a ticket. You understand? Spend a little bit of time. And I do this with kids. Some of you are like, yeah, okay, like I understand you do that for like people that are adults, but you don't really do that for like 8-year-old kids that you coach. I've been coaching my son's football team since they were 5. These little kids since they were 5. That's interesting. You understand what I'm saying? They weren't even in preschool. These kids weren't even they were in preschool. Some of them weren't even in preschool yet. They weren't even in kindergarten yet. And I'm teaching them football. Not easy to do. You guys understand? Teaching someone how to get rich, easy. Teaching kids football that are 5, not easy. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're just like picking grass. And I always tell them, hey, I go, are you trying to get in the landscaping business? If you want to get in the landscaping business, keep doing that. They're like, huh? I go, do you want to be a gardener or do you want to be a football player? Football player, coach, well then line up here and stop playing with the damn grass. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I just have fun with them, right? And they know, like, you ask these kids, hard work, they yell good work. I go, feels good, is good. You get what I'm saying? And I do these little things all the time with them. Hard work, good work. And I just yell it out at football practice. I'll run by a drill. Some of my coaches will be doing a drill. I yell hard work, and they yell good work. You know what I mean? It's like, they know. It's like, dude, this is it. I'm trying to build better communities. You understand? I'm trying to build better people that can impact the community. Because when I didn't have a dad, I didn't have a coach. I was sitting there, damn, dude, you know what I mean? I was jacked. I had a freaking bicycle. You know what I mean? It was like, dude, I have a bike to ride. This is sweet. You know what I mean? But that was about it. Like that was like no one wanted to play catch with me. I was weird. You know what I mean? I was like the homeless kid with a bike. You know what I mean? So all I'm telling you is what? Make an impact on people, but don't be a courteous waiter. Don't tell people what they need. Here's what you don't want to do. Don't tell them what they want to hear. Tell them what they need to hear. Tell them the truth. If someone's not filling out their blueprint, they're not going to make it. To be honest, man. Do it. You guys see that? Like, number 2, seek someone who scares you a little bit. That doesn't mean hide behind bushes and when your agents come out, be like, boo, I got you. I'm just following what Tim taught me, dude. That scared you good. We're not talking about that, right? But what I'm telling you is this. Just, look, have a backbone, not a wishbone. You understand what I'm saying? Just have a backbone. And here's the best one I'll tell you is this. Seek someone who gives short, clear directions. In 1974, Michael Gladamore, don't quote me, Ronald Tharp and Michael Gladamore, they researched John Wooden. They spent an entire year with him and wrote down everything that he said. And they said his average things that he said were like 4 seconds. You understand? My mentor called it checkerboard management. I move, you move. I move, you move. I move, you move. You don't move as a stalemate. Fill the form out. Check. Boom. Let's set your first wall party. Just follow the directions, dude. Don't be a guy that buys something from IKEA. Be a lost woman. Do you know the difference? What does a guy do when they buy something from IKEA? I don't know what these instructions are for. We might as well throw these damn things away, right? What does a woman do when she's lost? We just might want to ask directions. What does the guy say? I know where I'm at. Just follow the formula. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, dude. That's what I do, man. I'm just like copy paste. I don't have time to try to figure out new methods, right? I just type in the address and follow the directions. Seek someone who gives you short, clear directions, okay? Number 4, seek someone who loves teaching fundamentals. Why? Because that's what you need a coach for. What do you need a coach for? Hard skills. That's it. The soft skills are your skills to develop, man. It's your job to develop your soft skills. Don't ask, I want my upline to do my stuff for me. I tell people 4 weeks, man. 4 weeks. You know what you want to do? You want to develop people that make a fortune that you don't have to talk to. You understand? Somebody goes, well, dude, not that you don't, I mean you don't have to. Not that you don't get to, but you don't have to. I could write a list down here and I could give you testimonial after testimonial after testimonial of people that I've helped become millionaires in this industry. People all over the industry. And the one thing they would tell you is, guess what? Tim will get you to the point where you know that you can do it without him. When Betty Perez started this company, the best compliment she gave me is after I got involved and we were crushing it and we were starting to have some success, we were sitting there and she says, you know what was the most inspiring thing about you, Tim? I said, what? She goes, you got me to the point where I believed I could open this company and I didn't need you. She goes, that's the key. That's great leadership. So many times people are like, man, I want to reattach my umbilical cord. You can't, if you're not willing to take the baton, you can't pass it. This is a relay race. And there's somebody 100 yards from now that's out here like this, waiting for the baton. And your upline's like trying to put it in your hand, like, and your guy 100 yards up's like, hey, come on, dude, grab the baton, I'm waiting for you. What are you guys doing back there? And you're like, I don't want to take it. Hope you see it. I just put a lot of mustard on that hot dog. That's funny. There's a lot of chili on that chili dog. Okay, so here it is. Here's what we're going to do next month. I gave you 1 through 12 now. How many of you guys learned something today? Say aye. Aye. Yeah, so how many of you guys you already knew some of this stuff, but it was kind of good to revisit it? Yeah, like some of you, you're like, I knew that, but I never thought about it like that. Next month, I'm going to give you the training curriculum for 13 through 24. I promise you. At the regional event next month, you guys come to the regional next month, you will get a training curriculum of 13 through 24. I guarantee you that. One thing you can guarantee about me is I'm going to keep my integrity. Okay? No matter what, I'm going to show up. I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to make sure I do it. Okay? So you got to make sure that no matter what, you're here next month to get the next set. Okay? So here's the deal. This is where we're going to, how many of you guys want to learn how to make this business happen in a short period of time? If you do, say aye. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to run through this fast. Don't worry, okay? Number one, make your yardstick of growth your regional ticket sales. How many ticket sales do you have in your organization? If you want to build your business quick, you've got to make sure that, guess what? You have a lot of people in your organization, on your team that have tickets, okay, for the next regional. Always be the first one to get your ticket. Never be a last-minute type person. People want to follow a confident leader. They don't want to follow somebody that's timid and scared. I don't know, I'm scared to take action. Take action. Get your tickets now, okay? Be a pace setter and commit to multiple tickets. That's the magic. You understand? You got to get committed. What would happen if you bought 10 tickets? Somebody goes, well, damn, then I have to get 10 people. Yeah, now you're forcing yourself to become successful. Do you guys see how smart that is? Okay, here's how you do it. You build locals, regionals, nationals. Your locals are your wow parties. Your local events are your, guess what? Your sit down, your 5 wows in 5 minutes. Okay, that's your daily method of operation. And I know some of you are like, look, you know what? I've only got time for 3 wow parties a week. Then guess what? Commit to those 3 no matter what. No matter what, let's make it happen, okay? So build your locals. The local events are the ones that are like in your community, in your neighborhood. Those are your, the things that are happening around your circle of influence. Build your regionals. That's this right here. Build this regional event. If you want to win big, you guys, we got to build this event. Why? Because people are going to come out of this event the one next month is going to be 10 times better than what's happening now. Okay, build for the nationals. That's the magic. You build the Pacific Northwest. We build this together. We lock arms together. We make this happen together. It's almost like this. You guys ever remember one of these? Okay, somebody goes, oh, I know what that is. That's a Hot Wheels racetrack. No, that's a regional event. Were you not even paying attention? When that Hot Wheels race car comes around that thing, there's little shooty things, right? They're like spinning little things. And as soon as the car goes, it shoots it out. That's your regionals. You're going to come out of this regional inspired. You're going to be like, you know what, man? You know what? I got to take action. I'm going to go out there and do some wow parties now. I'm going to overbook my schedule now, man. I'm taking action now. I'm going all out now. I'm committed now. I'm going to develop my skills now. I'm going to make it happen now. This is it. This is my time and my chance. I'm going to turn my car into a mobile classroom. I'm going to get committed to the webinars. I'm going to get committed to the system. I'm 15 minutes a day no matter what. Without fail, I'm going to watch a little bit of boot camp training no matter what. Nothing can stop me. I'm committed to growth. I'm committed to growing. That's what everybody's saying right now. So here's the deal. How do you do it? Your thermometer is how many people you have at your regionals. Next month, we're going to have a ton of recognition at the regional. You got to get your people to the regional so they can get recognized. Okay? Next month, you guys, it's going to be overwhelming what we're going to be doing. We're going to be turning this thing right now into an executive factory moving forward, okay? You got to make that commitment right now to say, I'm going to make it happen. So what we're going to do, you guys, right now, we're going to give everybody that opportunity, okay, to step up and to make a commitment, to make their declaration to say, this is it. This is my time. I'm committed. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going all out. Nothing's going to stop me. Nothing's going to get in my way. Over, under, or through, I'm going to win. I'm going to make it. And some of you are like, well, I'm scared, Tim. Well, guess what? Put it away. Put your scared away. It doesn't make any difference. Put it away. Okay? We don't have time for that. We're going to go ahead and make it happen, and we're going to go ahead and get wealthy beyond imagination. And when we're going to be on TV, we're going to be dangling our feet off the damn canopy, and we're going to be sitting there drinking pina coladas on a diamond destination, and we're going to go, you know what? I was scared. Oh, I was scared too. But guess what? I put it away, and I went to work, and I made it happen. It's time to make it happen. It's time to go all out. It's time to get committed. It's time to step up. This is it. This is our time. This is our chance. This is our time to do something great. So get your tickets now. Get your forms that you filled out. We're going to check them in the back to make sure you got everything filled out correctly. And then guess what? You're going to get the audio. We got the training curriculum back there as well. We're going to be giving out raffle tickets. We're raffling off 10 Ignite tickets. What do you want from me? I'm raffling, damn it. I'm raffling off my damn kidneys. I got 2 damn good kidneys. They're not that good. I do a lot of partying. So here's the deal. I'm not a fun. So we're not going to give you my kidneys. You'll be like, dude, what the hell is this? Like, look at this junk, dude. What'd you do? You gave me yours so you get some good ones probably. What the hell? So we're not giving you anything like that. All I'm telling you guys is, what do you want, dude? We're giving everything to you. We're basically gift wrapping a fortune for you. But you got to, guess what? Now it's your move. Checkerboard leadership. I made a move. You got to make a move. It's your time to say, hey, I'm going to make it happen. So get committed now. Get your training and curriculum. It's in the back. Get your audio program as well. We're giving out raffle tickets. We're raffling it off. We're making it happen. We're going all out. This is it. This is our time. This is our chance. Let's make it happen. And let's pack this event on June 27th. And let's change the course of our family tree forever, you guys. Right here and right now. Now, pump!